Thank you for joining me. We have a month full of retrogrades in April, and I have some exciting news to mention in the reading here. So let's get to it because there's a lot to cover as usual, but Venus will be retrograding on the 2nd of April deeper into the sign of Pisces. She has been direct since the 4th of March, and she will enter Pisces and leave Aries, and she'll go direct on the 15th at 26 degrees of Pisces. So for the first 15 days of April, having her review in the 12th house could see some dream recall and some stimulation to memory. And in the house of rest, you're tending to the nurture and the care of your soul. She'll be conjunct Neptune and Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid that can stimulate the effects of healing. So Venus, beautification, aesthetically pleasing, soft tones. She smooths over this sector of the 12th house of rest, of your psychic ability, of the subconscious mind. This is a hectic month of retrogrades because we'll have Jupiter retrograde and Saturn at the top of the month as well. Saturn in Sagittarius, Jupiter in Libra. And the Libran influence, the Jupiter influence in the sign that's in the polar opposite sign of you, is creating an opposition to any of the planets that you have in Aries, whether you're watching this for your Aries sun forecast, your rising, or your moon. This opposition could create some tension to all of the energies we have in Aries right now. Our sun, our new moon on the 27th took place in Aries of March. And then, of course, we have Venus just leaving that sector. We have Uranus in Aries as well. The opposition between Jupiter and Uranus is still in effect. And this is affecting your 7th house of relationships. Some Arians are in a tug of war with their spouses or their committed relationship and wanting to expand it, but then maybe retreating, wanting to rebel against being in something committed because Uranus is the rebellion planet. So Aries might be deciding over these several months and continuing through the theme of April as Mercury retrogrades in this review, this month of reviews. So I think this will affect the Aries, and you could start to dream about this Venus ruling the love, getting some insight while resting about which direction you're heading in this relationship. Now, if you're not in relationship, you could see that Jupiter could bring in someone. It could be someone from your past with a retrograde, especially since Mercury retrogrades on the 9th. But right before then, Saturn is retrograding in Sagittarius on the 6th, in the 9th house for you through August 25th. This is about what you're learning, what you're studying. I don't know why I wanted to say finances for you. Maybe Aries is going over the budget somewhere in their life with a fine-tooth comb, but your focus needs to be on higher education, learning, studying the law, philosophies, religions, long-distance travel. Saturn could have you reviewing lessons in the 9th house of what is at a distance from you. Maybe you need to go somewhere in order to gain some experience through August. In that time frame, I think Aries might be exploring, because this is a sister fire sign energy when Saturn is retrograding in Sagittarius. The explorer in Aries could come out, the voyager part of Aries that likes the leadership role and adventure, could see you taking some time in a foreign country or learning a foreign culture, expanding your political view, expanding your religious views, and all of the things that you've learned to so-called define you. I think that Aries is going through some insight there. Now, Mercury retrograde on the 9th, 4 degrees of Taurus. This is the money sector as well. So Aries, there is some kind of review once Mercury hits the money sector and then slows down some through May 3rd, going direct at 24 degrees of Aries. So in this review, Mercury enters your 1st house at the end of April, remaining there through May 3rd, just for you to get a touch of something that you have learned, maybe putting it to use or really fine-tooth combing the finances. Some of you are going over budget heavily. Others are wanting to go somewhere else. Leave the money aside. So again, watch the, when Mercury's retrograde in the second, watch any money scams. That could happen in the 8th house, but since it is in the money sector, you know, if someone's emailing you and telling you they need your social security number, your credit card, you don't have to give any of that information to anybody. In fact, there's a lot of government scams for tax time about paying taxes, and you know, you're going to get arrested for fraud if you don't give us this information or mail us a check. The IRS would never contact you that way. And be certain that you would never have to provide your social security number to them. And if anyone's calling you, that's something you never have to do. And I'm saying this because a lot of people are getting scammed. And just keep alert in that area of your money. Watch credit cards when you're paying for things and taking them out of your wallet at a, you know how wallets have some cards that are able to come out as a chunk of cards? Just watch where they're falling. You don't want to misplace things. With Mercury retrograde in the second, things could go a little awry with the budgeting and the accidents when it comes to money. This almost happened to me. I mean, kind of funny, but I had a $100 bill and a $10 bill, and I was tipping a server. And although I'd love to be able to tip $100, it was only a $20 bill, and I thought I left the $100 bill there because I couldn't find it. And anyway, it's that kind of thing, the mishaps with money, misplacing things, not paying attention because Mercury's retrograde and he rules the intellect and the mind. So beware of that energy. We have our full moon on the 11th at 21 degrees of Libra, your polar opposite sign, again, conjunct Jupiter in the 7th house of relationships and the others. The 7th house of hidden enemies. Interesting. I'm thinking that with this full moon, there could be closure. I'm sorry for the pause. I like to listen in my readings a lot to messages. And what I'm getting is that there could be a romantic relationship or connection that fizzles out, and you're putting this to an end because you've given it your best shot. I feel like this is more than one attempt at this for those of you who are connecting. And for those of you who aren't in relationship, there's some kind of closure to either a business partnership or a connection with someone who I want to say is no longer on your side. And the reason I kind of stopped myself in my tracks earlier is because I'm hearing that it's not all about relationships. Some of these people are no longer, they're frenemies, or they're people who were close to you but no longer on your team, no longer on your side. So you're putting an end to relationships that no longer serve your best purpose, or they're not really a good relationship. They're not the friend they say they are, or they're not the business partner they say they are. Now I know friendship is more the 11th house, but I feel like you have, the feeling I'm getting is a long history of trying to work this out for some of you. And you can now say 3 strikes, you're out. We have on the 19th our sun entering Taurus. This is also the 2nd house where Mercury is stationed, conjunct the retrograde. And when the sun goes into the money sector, this is rejuvenation in that area. So I feel Aries is focusing in the 2nd half strongly about the money, and maybe even finding new ways of earning. The sun is like a fresh start, and you might have some success in rebudgeting through the review. Have it work for you. if you're clear enough to get that handled in the retrograde. Some people can. Some people use it to hone in on the review and make it work for them. You can only make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, just concentrate and focus on things with the detail when the sun enters the second house. And it's about self-worth. A lot of Arians are feeling self-confident and having self-confidence when the sun is in the second house. Now, Pluto's retrograding on the 20th, 19 degrees of Capricorn in the 10th house through September 28th, direct at 16 degrees of Capricorn in September. Your review has to do with your career. When Pluto's been in your 10th house for a while, and some of the Arians have retired throughout this very long transit, and some of you are preparing for that. Now, he's still kind of in the middle here, 19 degrees. You'll have a while to go, but I can see Aries putting it in their plan about where they see themselves in career, or after they have finished their responsibilities with work, or perhaps this is, for some of you, reviewing the loss of a father, because Pluto in the 10th could see the death of the father, the paternal figure, a grandfather, a father figure. And now that he's retrograde, you're reviewing this loss. And I certainly don't wish that. My heart goes out to anyone dealing with loss, especially of a parent. I know how that feels. And, you know, Pluto is intense. So this review might see, for those of you who it applies, who've lost a parent, who lost a father, especially the 10th, you might be going over this some more and trying to reconcile with that, coming to terms with that loss. On the 21st, Mars, planet of action, in the sign of Gemini. I love when Mars is in Gemini because everyone's more talkative. Everyone overall is more expressive. And this is your third house, Aries, where you rule where the communication, Gemini rules the communication sector. So Mars in this sector through June 4th, you have so much to say, and Mars being your ruling planet, you have stamina with relationship to siblings, your neighborhood, you're active in your local area, your community in the third house. Could see the inspiration, which is Mars, to buy a vehicle in the third house of the vehicle. If anything, you are just talkative. This is a great transit for writing and journalism and editing and publishing and marketing. On the 26th, our new moon, 6 degrees of Taurus in this second house, where we have the Mercury retrograde and the sun, always where the new moon is, the sun falls. But this is a fresh start to the money sector for Aries. What do you have going on in the money? I want to get to the cards too. Set your intention the last few days of April, the 26th forward, about your earnings. What do you want to draw in? Whatever you hold in your vision has the power to manifest. Positivity and intention and vision and creativity equals magic. So you don't need the top hat and the wand to be creating magic and making rabbits disappear. Magic is just manifestation. So the new moon, focus on your finances, or focus on your self-worth, your confidence level. Whether or not you believe in yourself, Aries, if you don't, no one else is. So you have to get there with yourself first. And then on the 28th, Venus makes a transit into your first house, which you're going to love through June 6th. Aries will be looking your best. Beautification, aesthetically pleasing, sensuality, people attracted to you, drawn to you. Fabulous time to meet the lover, to meet the one you're dating. When Venus is in the first house, you could draw in a strong romance, and you have from the 28th of April through June 6th with that energy. Let's use the tarot deck. I've been shuffling the Morgan Greer deck that I've been drawn to lately. I wanted to tell you, thank you for subscribing to this channel, and I also have finished publishing my eCOURSE, my online tarot course, and the information is provided in the link below in the description area of this posting. And if you're interested in signing up, it's called The Magic of Tarot. and it's connecting mind, body, and soul. It's my first written course, and you can check out the details without committing to it. And I would love to see you in the study. It's an open course, so it's available anytime. You don't have to sign up by a particular date. It's just available at any time to you. And it's a long 21-day period where you're given information every 3 days, a lesson. And it's a little bit of a sneak peek into my world in here of what I do with the cards, how I purchase them, how I clear them, how I prepare for them, and my spreads, how I draw them. So if you're interested, fabulous. The link is below, and I'm teaching it at mysteryschoolofthegoddess.net. And let's get to Aries cards for the month. First card. All right. Talk about money. Wheel of Fortune. This is about timing and fate and everything turning in your favor, your fortune. It's about your success and your actual accumulation of wealth. And in the right time, where the second house of wealth is impacted, the sun is there, Mercury's retrograding there for you to review the finances. And then the new moon in the Wheel of Fortune, major arcana card. Let's see what else comes up. 9 of Wands. You've worked hard for this, and this is a victory card, but it didn't come very easily. You've had to fend off anywhere from 3 to 8. Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, 3 to 8. That's a quick message that came through. Anywhere from 3 to 8 people or 3 to 8 times this experience has happened for you. Now you're handling it. Now it's happening. And the sun is in Aries, and that's the wands, the fire. 3 of coins. See how they're hard at work down there? This is the card of the artist, though. Creative money. It can be. It's actually just earning and being productive and proactive in your earnings, taking your skill to another level. Taking your skill to another level and usurping the competition, surpassing them, baby. You don't have to worry. Oh, and didn't I say 3 to 8? Now there's a 3 of coins. Let's see what else comes up. Oh, I got super excited because this is the card of Aries, the Emperor. And I was thinking, yes, this is success. I mean, this is the Emperor and the Chariot are huge major arcana cards for success, as well as the Star. Although the Star takes a more personal or spiritual overtone, the Emperor is your card in the major arcana. And I only drew the 4 cards this time, so this is the Outcome card. You start on a major arcana and you end on one. And I have to say, you're getting your victory here, Aries. This is accomplishment, leadership roles, being assertive. It's the sun in Aries. It is Mars. It is your ruling planet. It's a time of action. Don't sleep on your goals. Don't sleep on them. Get to work, because it's time now. You've won the victory. You fought off all the competition and the rivalry and the competitors. And thoroughbreds don't run races with fillies. So don't sweat the small stuff. You've got this. You've got this. So whether this is about pushing forward in creative endeavors, business, your earnings, it's definitely about the money, Wheel of Fortune, and your successes, and the fact that this is the right timing. So I like this for you, Aries. I'm appreciative of you spending time with me. Don't forget to check out my tarot eCOURSE and have yourself a beautiful April. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.